So the Gorilla Cart came today. It actually was delivered the last mile by the postal service, and you can see from the box it took a pretty bad beating. But I accepted delivery. That's the way it came. Hopefully it's not damaged. I took a quick look before I accepted it. It looked okay. So we'll open it up and take a look at it. Put that there. Alright, so the razor blade. It does smell pretty bad. That's what people say. They say the tires smell badly, but it's alright. I don't think it's terrible. Just move this away. I have some bolts to, maybe we'll cut some wood and fit it in the bottom. Just move this stuff away. Okay. Looks okay. Okay. Doesn't look damaged, looks nice. One. Oh, okay. Another one. It's probably two sides. Probably the back, the front, maybe two of these. That looks good. Nothing's obviously damaged. Okay, all the bolts, handle. Here's a tire. Feels like it's coated in oil. It smells. It's inflated. It says 30 psi cold. Feels like it's in the 20s, close to 30. Probably part of the frame. This part of the frame is attached here. Maybe there's a reason for that. Let's just see this. Okay, 4 wheels. Got some instructions. Alright. Doesn't look terrible. Alright, so I got a ratchet, 13, 6, no, 7/8. That's what fit. So, it's really painted pretty nicely. It's attached every third connection, it's welded in. So it's actually here, one. Here it's every other. On this side it's every third. It's off. Alright. That fits. So now you get 2 bolts and 2 metal washers. Please. This is a little too big. Must be these 3. Okay. So I'll put these here. Those fit better. Tighten it up. Put the bolts in. You need a big ratchet for this. Doesn't seem even. Loosen it up a little bit. Alright, so we have it on. It's important to try to get it as even as possible. Which seems like it's a little off, but I'll try to tighten it as even as possible. You want this straight. Okay. Now, this one. That's no big deal. This is just one. Okay, there's the washer. It looks like it's a set of 3 washers that are in one area here. Bolt. this has got a swivel. So you don't want it that tight. Okay. Well, pays to read the instructions. Let's see. Take this off. The way it goes is, before you put this on, put this black plastic one on, and you put this on, and you put the washer on, and then this. And the plastic lets it swivel, so you can tighten it tight, but yet it'll still swivel. Seems a little too tight. Should be fine. You can always oil it a little bit. Alright, so these 5/8 inch bolts, and we're going to attach the handle. See how that goes. That. Let's put the bolts front through. Wonder which way to do it. That or no, it can't go that way. It's gotta go this way. This side. Alright. It's pretty straightforward. It's not 5/8. This is 5/8. This is more. Let's get the right wrench. No, not 9/16. Let's figure that out. Yeah, so the bolt needs 11/16. Let's just see. Okay, and make that tight. All right. Now, dun, dun, dun. It says put on the wheels. Okay, so we got the wheels. Obviously, you want the you want to be able to add air, so you want the nozzle on the outside. Let's see. And that hooks on with just a cotter pin. Cotter pin. Just push it in. And then you need pliers. You get the pliers. So, it's pretty easy. You just take the longer end of the pin and you pull it back. Pull it that way. You just spread it out. So, you take the other one the other way, just so that it can't come off. So, there's not much holding it from coming off. Just a cotter pin. I guess that's enough to do it. I'm surprised in a way, but I'm going to bend it back so it doesn't hit the bolts. And I guess pull it out a little bit. That works. Yeah, you just have to adjust it so nothing rubs. Okay, so we'll do the rest. And just to clarify, when you do it, you put the tire on, take one of these washers, you put them in, and then you take the cotter pin. And get that cotter pin in and tighten it up. Okay, so we got the washer in, cotter pin in, bend it back. That works pretty well. Just take it out of the way. Pretty tight. And the last part is just putting the handle on. Not a big deal. I will tell you, I don't think the wheels smell that badly. I've read some reviews that like people want to return it, it smells terrible, the whole house smelled up. I don't think it's that bad. I don't know what size this is. Same size as the other ones, that's good. I just put away the wrench. Alright, I'll just tighten that up. Put it back. Alright, so I don't have two 7/8 wrenches, so we gotta use something else. Just improvise. It's a big bolt, 7/8. Alright, this should be fine. That's fine. So we got it mostly done. Not too difficult putting it together, pretty straightforward. Even I couldn't mess it up, though I tried. Easy to push. Alright, so let's see how this fits together. It's interesting. Not a lot of space to work with here. Well, let's start with the side one. It's not bad. This is like chicken fence wire. I don't know. It's not that thick. I could see this getting bent with some abuse. Alright, let me move this for you guys, put it together, and we'll check it out. So just to show you how it goes, you put the piece in, got these flaps there. Those fit into slots. Pulls up, and then over here, in the corner, show you, take this, and it fits in this way. That's that. The other side is the same thing. It's very simple. And then it locks into place. So that's it. Very simple. It also rolls very easily. So it should be pretty easy to pull a couple of 100 pounds with this. I guess the only issue is, can this hold it? I mean, you're looking at this, it's a little shaky. So what I'm thinking of doing is just putting in a piece of wood, cutting a piece of wood and fitting it in, and then somehow bolting it through here with bolts. I found some bolts around. These bolts. We'll see if that's worth doing. I'll just have to cut a piece of wood first. Alright, but for now, this is good for my purpose of carrying firewood from the backyard to the front of the house so that I could put it in the fireplace. I will tell you, I don't think it smells bad. I mean, people wrote reviews that it smells so terrible they had to evacuate their house. I mean, I don't know what's with people. This is a nice cart. I think it's so far well worth the price. I mean, I can see it's possible some of this getting bent. If you dropped a heavy log on this from like 2 feet high, it could. But overall, it's pretty good. So we're back with the cart, and this cart actually does not come with any kind of plastic mat or some kind of rubber mat that I'm told. It comes the way it is. So I wanted to put a piece of wood there, and what I had this wood, which I'll show you. It had a label. It said something like Chesapeake Wood Products. I think it was like 18 millimeters by 8, Meranti leather. I don't know what this is. Interior wood. I'll treat it with some Thompsons. You always have to be careful with those rigs when they're soaked. I throw them outside the house because you don't want any kind of combustion. You can have spontaneous combustion. But anyway, back to the wood. I measured it out, and it was 37 inches by 19 3/4 was the interior dimension here for the wood. I cut it, and I'll show you this wood. It was actually very old. I got it from a friend who was throwing it out, and I said, "Don't throw that out." It came in big pieces. It's roughly about, I think, about 4 feet by 3 feet. Anyway, it looks like it's sandwiched with an outer layer. Really nice wood. I don't know, it's probably for shelving or something. It's about 3/4 of an inch. So I cut it, and we'll put it inside and see if hopefully it fits. This part's easier for me because I'm not very good at following directions, so usually you have to build everything twice, but hopefully this time I won't. This part, there is no direction, so alright, let's take a look. Let's see where we are. Okay, let's see. Come on, baby. And what I'm going to do is, actually, I just wanted to show you one more thing before I put it in, is people bolt it down with wood, with bolts. And I had a better idea. You see those vertical supports? I decided instead I'm gonna make a hole, like 4 holes through the wood and then into the metal. And I have these very strong these metal screws, which I'm just gonna run through the wood and then into those supports. So that'll hold it into place. We'll just see how well it fits first. Okay, 1 second. Let's see. All right. Fits perfectly. Now, it actually can't move. So, this isn't going anywhere even without screws, but I think when you open it, which is pretty easy, you just kind of like lift it up. You see how it pops out? go like that. And this, oops, that just falls off. So now it would slip out. It would slide out like that. So I'll probably just put in 4 screws just to hold it into place. I've marked it where the cross beams are, and we'll make some holes, and then we'll get the screws in. Now, let's just find a good place. Okay, actually right here. So let's see. Let's put the back piece on. And I think we said 2 inches. 2 inches, the middle, that would be right there. And I'll mark it all around so that I know exactly where to make the holes. So I think 4 of them should be sufficient. Okay, so now got my shear drill. This is my go-to drill when I've got to really drill through metal. But right now we're just gonna, it's a small bit, we're just gonna go through the wood, probably scratch up the metal so we'll know where to make the hole in the metal. And then I'll probably go through the metal with a bigger bit, because I need that for those screws. They're pretty big. I actually went through the metal pretty easily, but I lost a bit. Alright, hold on. Alright, let me work on that. Alright, so go back to this one. Alright. This bit keeps getting loose. Okay. We'll make 2 more holes on the other side. Okay. We'll clean it up and take off the wood. So to actually get the screw, this thick screw, into the metal, we're going to drill a thicker hole, a bigger hole. Okay. Let's just check it out. Alright, so for this occasion I got out the good screwdriver. I'm going to just test it out, see if it's wide enough. It's a little too tight, but better working your way up than making the hole too big and having to try to fix it. So I'll take the same bit. That's much better. That's going to be great. Do the same with the other ones. Put some oil in there. Okay. Perfect. Let's just clean that off. And then in the wood we could prepare it by putting the screws in. It's going to be tight in the wood because we used a smaller bit for that. And we'll do the same for the rest. Okay, so I've gotten all four in. Just have to widen the holes on the back too. Oops. Move this off. Okay, oil. Okay, just clean everything up. Okay, that's great. Now, the next step is I want it to just seal in, put a little Thompson's oil on the wood. So I'm going to put to the back side first because we can always do the top side while it's after it's in. So let me just take this. I'll just clean up 1 second. So we'll take a little Thompson's, and I'd rather do this outside. It's like 20 degrees outside. And this is, we're just gonna hit the bottom with it. Yeah, okay. This way, if any water splashes up, or it'll just keep it somewhat water resistant. Get the sides also. Trying to get this part also. Probably do a thicker coat on top, but that's easier. Okay, so now let's put this in. Right. Okay, so now let's just sink those screws in. Hopefully they'll align with the holes. Yeah, I feel it grabbing. So that's going into the metal bars. This screwdriver is terrific. And these are flat screws, so they're going into the wood easily, and it's a flat surface. It's grabbing tightly into the wood because the hole is small. Okay. I used a small bit in the wood so that it would grab tightly. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, that's good. Nice and flat. Now the back ones. Oof. Yep, I feel it grabbing. Oh my gosh. Yep. I think 4 are enough. Whew. The last one. Alright, this is not going anywhere. Very solid. Okay. So the last part of this is just oiling the top part. This is a lot easier because it's flat. It's easy. Alright, so we'll just clean up, let it dry up, and then we'll try it out in real life. Go outside, maybe put some firewood in. We'll see. Alright, so I thought we would put the cart to use. Let me just give you a good look at it. We have some good lighting. Looks nice. I think the wood came out pretty nice. Fits in like a glove. Really nice in the seams. Those are the correct measurements. And this turns, let's see. So you could back it up to exactly where you need it. I have my firewood in the back. Huh. Okay. And let's see if we can start loading it up. I'm done. All right. All right. So we've loaded it up. Let me get this off. I could have loaded it more, but This is fine for a first trip. And what's nice about the wood at the bottom is you don't have to worry about damaging the cart when you dump the logs in, because that metal, it's okay, but I think if you put in something heavy, like a heavy log, you could bend it. And if you damage the wood, it'll just get beaten up and you can always replace it. So let's go see how it goes. I mean, you know it's heavy. You could feel it, but it's pretty easy to pull. And it's easy to maneuver. Just focus that. Easy to maneuver, which is good. Just grab the handle, and we're off. You know, if I wasn't so loaded up, maybe I could get it up the steps. But I don't know if that's possible. Maybe I can. Well, as close as I can get it. Ah, it's gonna fall over. If it wasn't so overloaded, I think it would be a lot easier. Take a look. If it wasn't holding the camera, it'd be a lot easier. That's awesome. Only lost one piece. But you can get it over to at least 2 steps. And now I could just transfer it to the wood holder by my house. So I would tell you, instead of making about 4 trips carrying this physically, now you, with this gorilla cart, you make 1 trip and it's much less effort. So far it's a great cart. I'll keep you updated on it, but for the price it's really worth it. Easy to pull, maneuvers well. Any comments, questions, just post it.